Anyway.
How
about you?
Oh, I'm good.
Cool. All right. Well, since we've got everyone here, I will do a bit of a recap for us, because, as mentioned, it's been a while. So you guys had gotten to this small town on the island of Mon Mon, and were, kind of. Oh,
I was gone.
I guess he was disgusted by the idea of side quests.
He's so gone, he's offline, holy.
Oh, geez, he might have had a crash. Shit.
Did he finish the...
All right.
in
Well,
his graphic drivers?
while we wait, Kaz and Duck, would you each roll me a D100?
Okay. Just hold on.
Well, he's still in roll 20, so it's probably just his Discord crashed.
66. Okay, cool. That works. So I'll wait until Core gets back. Well, actually, Core is the only one among you who already knows about this, so I can explain it without him here. Okay, so bring your attention to the bottom right corner of the screen where the Smith guy is.
Yeah.
Because something that I forgot to do last time is he is the one person in this town that you have seen so far who you can tell used to be an NPC in the game and was not an actual person from the real world or descendant thereof. They are in every respect at this point as real as anyone else. However, for some reason, they constantly have like in an MMO when you go up to an NPC and they have their name or title or whatever it is above their head. Anyone who used to be an NPC basically has one of those stuck above their head at all times. Often completely unrelated to who they actually are now, but it relates to what role they were assigned in the game. So this guy, you all have rolled. Used to basically the title above his head is Mute Glassblower. He is now a very talkative smith, as you all have learned by talking to him and accepting a side quest with him and such. But he is the first former NPC that you all have met, and I forgot to have you roll that at the end of the last session, so I wanted to do it now. So I didn't forget again.
Interesting.
Well, we know now.
And for backstory reasons, Core actually has already had to use this mechanic, and it had, for me, very funny results. I think he was rolling his eyes a little bit, but...
Okay, now I have a very real question, but I don't know if I want to ask it without him not being here.
Okay.
Is
Core
Core technically also a former NPC?
No, he is not.
Okay.
I could tell you the reason as an out of game
I can assume, but from what I know about what he's been telling about his backstory, but I won't do anything until we actually comes across stuff that happens.
It was his backstory was rather entertaining. Hey, he's back.
Sorry,
Your
my
Discord
computer
crash?
had a stroke.
Welcome back.
I was doing a lot of shuffling around of Windows, and then Claire Obscure tried to launch after updating itself. And so my computer was like, ah!
Too much, too much. All right, so the only thing you missed was I did this since you were gone and you already know about it. I forgot to have y'all roll for it last time, but the smith that you're doing the side quest with is a former NPC. And his name is Mute Glassblower, the one that displays above his head. I went ahead and did it and explained it to them because you already know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, and now, admittedly, this is my fault. Now, for mentioning that has them curious why you knew about it. That is up to you if you want to share or not. Ebik did ask if you were an NPC, and I was like, no, he does not have a name above his head.
I'm a little bit of an NPC, but no, it's cool. Wait, why do I know that, actually? 1 second, I gotta go investigate.
It was a
I'm
backstory.
an NPC too.
I'm still not sure I knew that, but okay. What, in like my backstory document or in DMs?
No, sorry, just a sec. Let me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't know that.
It's been a month.
Where is the last time I messaged you? Jesus Christ. Ah, there. Okay, there you go.
Oh, right. I still don't know what that has to do with knowing Mute Glassblower, but
Well, it's like they hadn't seen the.
Oh, the NPC bar.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Like this was the first on-screen NPC, so I needed to explain it.
Oh, okay.
Whereas you had
Okay,
previously,
gotcha. Yep, we're
you
good.
you you knew about this
Yeah,
beforehand being a
we're all
thing.
good. We're all caught up.
That's all I meant. Sorry, I
Cool.
explained that
No, you were
poorly.
good. I was like, who is this guy? I don't know a Mute Glassblower.
Can I ask?
No, he has nothing to do with your backstory. He's
Yeah.
just the guy who asked you
I was like, this doesn't look like a
to help
arrow
him go to
girl.
the
What do you mean
mines
he's not in my
nearby and get
backstory?
some.
I don't know. I definitely know my character wouldn't know this in story, but can I ask a background type thing for just like the world in general? Their GM.
Yeah, and this is something that all of you would have encountered before. Like NPCs are not common, but they're not uncommon. Especially like if you've ever been to any like larger cities or what have you. Like there's a decent number there. It's a fun background thing about the world that I wanted to wait to introduce until the first time you guys ran into one.
Hmm.
So sorry. Yes. What was the question that you had?
I don't. How do I want to word this? Let's just say, are the former NPCs usually treated differently than regular people would be?
No.
Okay.
No. It's like to a slight extent. Like sometimes someone might have like a particularly like unpleasant name or like one that's funny, let's say. In which case, like most people would probably notice that and then be like, like ha 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 or ugh or what have you, and then kind of move on. Um,
Gotcha.
we're relatively egalitarian at this point. We treat people well, and like I said, like they are in every respect just as human as someone else. Like a person from the real world and one of these former NPCs could conceivably like have a child together. Like they are literally real people. It's just for some reason no one's been able to figure out a way to remove the little name tag from above them.
Yeah, they never lost the NPC tag in their metadata.
But like they
one
are
final
essentially like they are literally as real as anyone else.
one
And a
final
lot of
question
them
then.
are a lot of them are, like sometimes they may be similar to their name. Like this guy is still a craftsman, he's just
Is
not a
NPC
glass
status
blower.
hereditary, by the way? If you have two NPC parents, do you get an NPC tag?
No, not technically, because that would not be someone who was coded into the game as an NPC. If
Okay,
two
I was just
NPCs
curious.
had a programmed in child already, then that
Yeah, of
child
course.
would have a thing. But if two folks who used to be NPCs boned and made a kid after, all of this
Yeah.
became real, that kid would not have a name tag.
I appreciate you keeping it PG. That's just all I'll say.
But you don't know that boned is inherently PG.
Oh yeah, that's right. You streamed this. Hi.
No, I'm
Hey.
recording, but continue. No, I have one final question: is can NPCs technically leave this world? I don't mean like islands, but like leave, like to other worlds.
Huh. I'll admit that's not something that I had thought about.
Yeah, do they maintain their tag if they go up a level to reality or whatever?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I believe if I'm being self-consistent with how I have written this world, yes, they would be able to, and yes, they would keep the tag.
Got it. All right, that's it. That's all I had.
Now, admittedly, there might be, like, just because someone here hasn't figured out a way to remove the tag, like, theoretically, someone in a different world that knows, different, like, codes or what have you, like, maybe would be able to do it. It's more of a, like, no one's figured out how to do it here. So I guess that could be maybe an interesting, like, motivation of sorts for some former NPC folks is to, like, see other worlds that they weren't designed for and see if they can get that taken off. I kind of like that idea, actually.
Well, you're welcome for putting ideas in
Future
there.
NPC idea unlocked.
Yeah, hero point get. I don't think those are a thing here.
No, unfortunately, I don't believe so. You can get like edges and advantages and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll bend over a little bit more to come up with an excuse why
PG,
you have an
PG.
advantage on something. Ha ha ha. All right, but yeah, so essentially, last time you guys had come to town, chatted with folk, gotten a little bit of an idea of things, and this guy had mentioned, like, hey, I do need to make a trip to a mine that's a little ways away and get some ore, so if you guys wanted to tag along and help out, that would certainly be welcome, because he's not really the adventuring type. He's got his mon, but that's about it. And you were like, yeah, sure, we'll tag along, we'll help you out. And you got some rest for the night, and we were up the next day. So the main question that I need to ask is, let's go to the party screen for this. Oh, I guess I do also, Kaz, if you have any ideas for names for your robot or your ant, go ahead and name them. Core, do you want to change any of your fusions, or are you good with having?
Let's see. Which ones have I
It
seen
would
already?
be. So you have fused the tiger with the armor and the tiger with the slime.
Yeah, all right. Let's fuse slime and armor.
Okay. So then you will have your cat and let me go to here. And it's this one.
Oh, right. Night slime.
Oh, there we go. And then, so Kaz, you are the only person who has more than two mons. You can only bring two with you at a time. Which one would you like to leave behind? Or in your box, quote unquote.
Oh, okay. Well, I did pick names for them. It's not showing up on the screen.
Oh, here, I might need to change it. What do you want the robot to be named?
The robot is, I think I picked Bert.
Bert, okay.
B ERT.
All
And
right, and then
the ant is Stan.
all right. So then
Yeah,
between Fuzz, Bert, and Stan, who gets to sit at home?
the Stan.
All right. Okay, so then these are the ones that you guys will have access to while you're out there. You can only have one out at a time, but you can swap them on like using up your action for your turn if you need to. So let's go ahead and go to the world map. The mine is this purple dot over here, a couple hours east of town. Because A, it's a short distance, and B, because the smith knows the way there, you don't have to make any rolls or worry about getting lost. So, what time do you think you guys would set out in the morning?
How early are you guys thinking?
I think my guy's pretty early
He'll let
riser,
you know that
generally
it's
speaking.
about a 3-hour trip
Oh,
Okay.
then
each
probably
way.
Okay, so we
early
don't
then.
need to
So,
wake
so
up like
not
early,
counting
early.
time spent in the mine, it's going to take 6 hours worth of walking in total today. So, and he
Rise
doesn't
early.
want to have to like stay overnight at the mine or anything. So like he
Okay, so we
wants it
should
to
head
be a
out.
day
So
trip.
probably early then.
Yeah, like what,
About
like
6
6?
o'clock maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
6? Okay. All right. So then you guys are up bright and early, which works for him because he's usually up by then, setting up the forge and stuff anyway on days that he's got work to do. So he meets you out by the fountain in the middle of town, and you travel, and by about 9 a.m., you are in the mines. And let me. Who do. I should. Who do each of you want to have out as your initial guy?
I
I'm
don't have a
taking Brave
choice.
Well, yeah, except for you. Core and Kaz, who do you want out to start?
Bass is
Take
good.
Fuzz.
Right. Copy all of them over.
Let's see, what's between baritone and bass tone?
Don't know much at all about music stuff, but I wish I did, and I might at least learn how to read like sheet music and stuff soon, which would be fun.
Music's very
Awesome.
easy to read. It's very hard to get used to reading enough to like do
Well,
anything
to
with
like
it.
understand it and interpret it and shit, because I definitely do
Yeah.
not. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
get it.
it's like learning letters in a different language. It's like, yeah, I can learn what they mean, but it takes a while to like be able to use that.
All right, so when you actually get to the mines, you enter it from the basically descending downward from the north, and it's a maybe a couple 100 feet down. There are some tracks that lead up to the surface, and like it's a very visible like mine shaft opening. Like this is a place that has been in use for quite a while. And it goes down a couple of 100 feet and opens up into a room that looks like this. So there are two minecart tracks that lead up the hill and out. That's what you're looking at above here. And then on either side, there are two, um, we're going to say essentially like hallways with mine tracks running down them that can be used for hauling material in and out from deeper in the mines. And you can't see to the other side yet. This place doesn't have like magically convenient lit up torches at all times or anything like that. But you guys have sufficient amounts of modern technology and things like that, and he, knows what it's like in here and brought along some torches and stuff. So things will be illuminated within the room that you're in, but there's not nice, convenient torches and stuff for you to see what's coming before you get to a room.
Huh.
So, which way would you guys like to go? He'll for his part, he'll say, I'm kind of gonna let you guys lead the way. Like there are occasionally critters that live in here, and I can defend myself if need be, but rather Edgy can defend me if need be, but I'm not really much of a fighter, and neither is he. So I'd rather leave that to y'all if you don't mind.
Understandable.
There's a few different tracks here. I haven't been here myself in probably a couple of years. I've mostly just gotten materials brought to me, so I'm not certain which tracks are still gonna have material and which ones aren't. So like you guys are just as liable to pick a good track as I am.
I think we
Uh,
should go left. Just a good feeling about it.
I've always heard good adventurers go left.
Yeah, that's also how we make it through a maze.
Alright, we're going left. Alright, so then just go ahead and move everyone. So you pass through the what is for Mamba a fairly narrow passage. Oh, what just happened? Why is Kaz's token stuck on my screen? Is he stuck like
doesn't want
down
to
here for
leave.
you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Now it's here.
It's because he's also dragging the
There's a
token at the
ghost
same time.
after image of it somewhere else
It's
too.
because he's trying to drag the
Yeah.
token at the same time you were.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Sorry
Kaz is just
about
trying to fight your cursor. He's realized the biggest thing in the room is that.
Alright, well, it'll probably figure itself out. So in here it's another relatively evenly shaped room. It's been dug out. You can see there are two more tracks leading further on. There is, however, a decent amount of rubble on the corner of the track here. That is, you guys have not seen the minecart yet, but it is probably going to be necessary to get things out of here, and the track is currently obstructed. So
How
you'll need to.
maintained are the tracks themselves as we're going along?
They're not in like pristine condition, but as far as you can tell, there aren't any like major breakages or anything like that you have seen so far, at least. It's possible that underneath some of this rubble, the tracks might be more damaged, but like they're relatively well worn and they're nicked and dinged up, but they don't seem to be like rusting or breaking.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I just assumed that Mom was probably the strongest out of all of us, so I'm gonna ask him just so he can try and remove some of the biggest rubble out of the way.
Seems likely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kaz, you want to go ahead and make a might check for me? And let me see.
Okay.
And you get a minor bonus to this, so it would be a +2. So you need to roll a 15 or
No.
lower on a d20.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll do it.
3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mamba looks at these boulders and he's like, these
Child's
are
play.
barely bigger than Darien. I could do that easy. And he steps over and basically, yeah, just picks one
I
up,
just
tosses it off to the side, picks the other one up, tosses it to the side, and they both sort of like crumble into just a pile of gravel in the corner against the wall. And he just kind of, does the like dusts his hands off kind of things.
All right, how's
Yeah.
where the rubble? How's the track where the rubble was after he's moved it?
It's a little bit dented, it looks like, but you think it should be straight enough for a cart to go down. It'll probably bump a little bit, but it should go.
Okay, if it's not like it's broken or anything, and it's just slightly, it's fine. So left again, I guess.
Oh, you agreed on left?
Seems like it.
Okay.
Alright. Give me a second. God damn it! Roll 20! It just did the... Okay, I'm sorry. I have to close Roll 20 and fully reopen it. Because it just did the same thing it was doing to me when I was building maps earlier. As I try to get things set up on the next page.
Weird.
I
So is it?
actually thought that it might have been connected to the computer I was using. What the fuck? Okay, that's... I'm not happy about this.
What's this?
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
What is it doing specifically?
It's like when I'm resizing, like essentially depending on what I was doing, like this time it was the tiles I'm using as essentially like fog of war.
Yeah.
Other times it was the like just me making the map tiles. And it would just like the screen, like my entire screen, not just roll 20, but it makes my entire screen like blank out to like a weird gray color, and then everything comes back in, but roll 20 has nothing on it other than like the the labels on tokens essentially, and nothing
Is
I
it
do,
making it
even
the same gray
refreshing the
color as
page.
the? Is it making the same color as the thing that you're trying to resize or move or delete?
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
Like even when I was doing it with like the brown map tiles, it goes to gray, and then it comes back, and there's just nothing, and even refreshing doesn't do it. I have to close the tab and reopen it. I think I've got. Okay, sorry, I've got it under handle now. I will. Okay. And then let's see who hasn't rolled anything yet tonight.
I guess I haven't.
Okay, give me a D4.
Sure.
3. Okay. Oh, geez, this is a lot of folks for a tiny room. All right. Okay.
Ah!
Yeah, this is a pretty small room.
Behold, I have phased through the wall.
And there is, as you look around it a bit, go ahead and give me what is it? Insight? Yeah, insight is the observational skill, I believe. Oh, I forgot to have you guys do like determine the party order thing. I forgot that's a mechanic in this game.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
Would you look at that?
He's too busy looking at the rails. All right, and Mamba is too busy being annoyed at how tight the space is.
Yeah,
The
that makes sense.
Wait, so what was the succeed roll again? It's been a while.
I'm trying to roll under your stat.
Yeah, at your equal to your stat is a critical success. Below your stat is a regular success.
Okay.
Above is above is a failure.
Okay.
So you all squeeze down this path and into this room, and with a careful look through by Gembly. God, I couldn't remember your guy's name for a second. Sorry.
Mm.
By Gembly and Darien, and by Mr. Glassblower. You can tell this used to be a room that probably had a decent amount of usable materials. Like you can see a little bit of like where there were some veins of what looks like maybe actually gemstones. But there doesn't seem to be anything usable left here. It seems to have all been mined out. So you have all crammed into this space for nothing. However, uh, both Gembly and Darien do also notice telltale signs of something,
I'm
critters
assuming
living
I'm
here.
assuming you meaning Emil and not me because my perception was garbage.
Oh, am I?
You sure
God
are.
damn it! Yeah, yep,
I was
yep.
confused.
God damn it! Yeah, wrong person. Okay, well, I'm dumb. I
Stop being heightist.
apologize.
I know we're the same size.
Well,
I know, right?
I was really zoomed out because I'm looking at the whole map,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that I was looking at the
Oh,
correct
so you're really
token, and
zoomed
I
out
was
so
like,
you couldn't
wait, no,
see us. Is that what
he's
you were
the other one.
saying?
Okay, yeah, sorry. Emil and Darien notice that there are let's say scattered indications of critters living here, but they you do not run into them in here. And goddamn, now do I realize how chaotic of an encounter that would have been.
Is there a minecart in here, or is it just an empty room now?
There is not. However, there is at the end of the track here, which is underneath
Mm-hmm.
Glassblower and Mamba. At the end of the track, it's not damaged, but it is unfinished. So, like, if someone had brought a minecart in here and wasn't in total control of it, it would absolutely just roll off the end and derail and be a pain in everybody's ass.
Understood.
And you would presume they didn't finish it because, they ran out of useful materials in here, and so
All
they
right.
didn't need to keep mining.
Would
Also,
we have been
quick
able to
question:
tell what?
Are you
Oh,
using
go on.
Chrome there, Law? By the way.
Nope, Firefox.
Okay. I was just looking while you were speaking. People were saying clearing the cache would help it, but that's if you're using Chrome. So I don't know.
It might still help.
It's on. It has done it to me on two different computers. Is the thing. That's I thought maybe it was related to my laptop being kind of like a little bit cheap, but on my beefy desktop is what it just did it twice.
Oh
So,
no.
and it has never done this on anything other than Roll20, but it has done it on multiple days now of me doing maps on Roll20. So it's absolutely a Roll20 issue.
Yeah. Would we be able to tell what manner of creature was in the room, or what passed through?
Go ahead and give me another insight check to try and figure that out.
No.
Not quite. You are much more familiar with machines than you are with living creatures. You do feel relatively confident that everything here was, left behind by not a machine, but that's about it.
Okay. So I can definitely tell it was not a machine.
Nice.
All right. So then we'll move you back here. And where next?
Well, there's only one way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you could go back over here if you wanted, but yeah.
Well, I could go up the other way, but I mean, we're already here.
All right. Then I will move everyone to here. And we've another more reasonably sized room. Mamba isn't bumping into literally everyone at all times in here. Uh,
Are
with
we all
yet
agreeing that I'm just a
another
scout
fort.
going in front again?
Sure.
Um, and in here, Glassblower says, no, I think I kind of remember there being some. I think I remember there being a copper vein down the left track here, but I might be thinking of a different route.
Should I put our trust in that?
Do we need copper?
I mean, anything I can work with.
I guess. I don't know. Copper doesn't
Depending
seem
what
like...
ore we get, changes just changes what I'll do with it.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. What do y'all think? Copper doesn't seem like the greatest of metals. Then again, he's not very certain.
I mean, we can get everything we can get in here. We can take everything we got.
Continue left, I suppose.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe one of us will be able to use it.
Okay, so then if saying the correct name this time, Gembly is the scout who's going in front, then I want you to roll me a D3 this time.
3.
Okay. And then give me deftness and insight.
Great. Deafness is 4.
Alright. Oh wow.
Okay.
Insight is a fail.
Oh dear.
All right. So then I need to do. Okay. So one of those will notice you. So you do not hear them ahead of time. And so what is our who is our rear guard? Is it Darian or Mamba?
I think that was Darian.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, I definitely thought about the size and scale of all of this. I
Yeah,
definitely
you
measured
sure
it with
did.
tokens, for
This is why you
sure.
always put the biggest token on the thing first and go with that. That's what I always do.
Yeah, I know I have made fields that are way too big before, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do that.
I'm
Um,
regretting that choice now.
so you are relatively sneaky, and they do not hear you coming. But you don't realize that there are things to be warning people about until you turn the corner and step into the room. So they don't get a prep round, but neither do you guys. It's just gonna go
I
to.
also like to remind the GM is that I have a thing where unless I do a thing, they ignore me.
Mhm.
Well, they don't attack you.
They don't consider you a threat unless you're the only thing left.
Yes,
Oh, is
but
that
you
how it
do
works?
also
Okay.
have your Robo fella here,
Also true.
who very much is a threat. So I'm just gonna bring everybody roughly up here, and he will join. Him and Edgy will join if need be, but would prefer not to, as there are 3 enemies in here.
And another.
It's an ant.
So they're
What's the red one again for things for
fusibles.
fusibles?
Yes.
And then the blue ones are evolvables, right?
Yes.
Which one is growables?
No, sorry. Blue is
Oh,
growable.
blue is grow.
Yellow is evolvable.
Yellow is evolve. Okay, got it.
And what was the... Okay. Just usable guy.
The knight is a fusible.
Mhm.
Yes.
What if I go knight armor, I wonder? Might have to find out.
Oh my god, he'll become Sith.
Okay. All right. Can you see names on all of them?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and I guess. You know what?
do you want to make
We're
this
just gonna do
easier
an
on your?
old-fashioned roll-off between you and I. So roll me a d20, eBay, and beat a 9.
I sure can't.
All right, all right. Uh,
Do you remember
you
who you're
guys,
asking to roll dice?
you know, it's fine.
Oh, no.
So this whole room is just gonna count as one battlefield. We'll keep it simple. Um, and then they are gonna go first. So we will start with the ant, which is gonna charge forward at Fuzz. And I believe it has
Sorry,
absolutely
should the
nothing
zones
to
be visible
attack.
or
There's just one.
is this
There's
all
only
ones?
one zone for this room. It's not big enough to warrant multiple zones.
Fair.
Um, do 8. What and Fuzz's defense is 12. So the ant fails to hit him. The knight is going to charge forward and swing his sword,
Oh my god.
and I believe that's gonna hit.
If it's at Merc, sure
And
is.
he only does 1 heart of damage. It's not no special abilities, no crits, anything like that. And then the ghost is also, I think we'll just go for the closest target. Makes sense. And I believe that is going to hit the Slime Knight. Yes. So the Slime Knight will also take 1 heart of damage. And then it's you guys.
Great. Well,
How many hearts does Slime Knight here have? 1 second.
3.
What are his Monday stats?
I'm gonna do the normal thing and just kind of, wander around the room looking for stuff while everybody else has got things.
Yeah, and you will, as a matter of fact, find that there is still a usable vein here. There is not a minecart in this room, but there is, in fact, a vein of copper, as he mentioned, but there's some sort of, like, crystals or gems growing alongside it as well that you think you could probably do something with, or at least get a little bit of money out of.
Man, I could get one of those crystals and make it a thing so I can. Is it like a white crystal by chance? Or is it like colored crystal?
Uh, these crystals would be sort of like a violet color.
Okay. I'm trying to do interesting things with what you give us to modify Merc. 'Cause the next thing I probably want to do is trying to make him be able to speak somehow.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I'm down with that.
But Merc he got hit, so he's just gonna attack the guy in front of him. I guess makes the most sense.
All right.
So has the roll on this? There it is. Oh, yeah, none of those things I assume. So I'm just going to do that. I think that's already added in. So
Oh wow, you went and built the thing and everything. All right, yeah. Okay, so that will hit, and that will do 2 hearts worth of damage, which will defeat the knight. So do you want,
uh,
as the
I
defeater, a
know.
chance
Do I know
to
it? Do I
catch it?
know it's a fusible? Is the question.
Yes.
I will let Darian capture it if he wants to, then, because I know he's doing that.
You indeed.
Okay, so in that case, Core, are you going to want to catch it on your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and unless one of the other two wants to lay claim to it, let's
I'm
go
fine
ahead
with
and do
this.
that next.
I'm very interested to see what happens.
In all honesty, Gimli probably won't be caring about capturing things unless he can find something similar to Merc.
That's fair.
Remind me the
I will need you to basically choose what you want to use to convince it, and it'll make an opposing check. And you just
Oh,
need to beat
definitely
its check.
Aura.
Okay. then it is going to use grit.
Makes sense.
What is your aura?
12.
Okay. It got a crit success.
Dang.
Oh dear.
So, apparently the knight is not willing to go with you.
That blows. What can you do?
Well, actually, you would, I think you would get a little pop-up message that would say, that it would inform you that there would be a redundancy if you were to catch it.
Okay. Same
Because
thing as
you
armor,
would,
then, I guess.
yes. So this is a fused monster, and
Oh, this is a...
one of its components is armor.
Now the question is, how do we forcibly unfuse the guy?
You just cut him in half.
Anyway.
Well, someone else could potentially catch it and unfuse it, but
Was that my action? And then did Bear Bass select? Or...
Can we trade?
no, Berry Base hasn't gone yet.
No, I was
that
asking
was
if he's
just
still
for
maxed
you.
out, believe me. Doing
Does
that.
he what? Oh yeah,
Does he
yeah. You guys have your own. Yeah, they get their own actions and stuff. So he can do whatever you would like, which I'm going to assume is probably hit something, but
Probably. Does anyone feel like catching anything?
Not these things.
Hmm?
One of us already has an ant, and someone also wants an ant.
Yeah, I'll bop on the ant.
But what if the ant evolves into a fusible? I mean, I
I
don't
miss...
think that doesn't happen, but you know.
Yeah.
No,
Is fusibling,
no.
or rather, is capturing, is that an action?
so if someone knocks a thing out, they get a free chance at it. Otherwise, yes,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
take your action
All right. It's been a
to
second, so
do
I
it.
gotta go confirm if Heart Shield is an action. I don't think it is.
I don't believe it is. I think it's it's just a once per fight you
Once
can
per
do it.
combat. Yeah, I'll Heart Shield Barry since he got hit.
All
Actually,
right.
I'll Heart Shield Merc since he's going to go down if he gets hit again.
All
Well,
right.
I technically knocked out the one that attacked me, so.
I mean, there's other guys here.
Eh.
Anyway, I maintain my statement.
Alright.
All right. Who's next? Fuzz or Brave Guy?
Yeah, I'll move down to the ghost and go for an attack.
All right.
What is my attack?
His attack is 0, so it's just a flat D20.
Okay.
And the
Only
ghost has a
reason my guy has
defense of
a
10, so you just
only
need to
reason
hit
my
a
guy's a
10.
+1 is because I equipped a laser cannon to him.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right. He passes through the ghost, unfortunately. He flails his little shy guy arms as emphatically as he can, and the ghost phases through him.
I cannot punch a ghost? What is this?
All right, Kaz, is Fuzz gonna go after the ant or the ghost? And do you, either Kaz or Duck, do either of you want to try and get the knight? If not, I will let Corey, you can try again next turn, and you can try and just get the one that you don't have.
Okay.
I'm fine letting Cole try again.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let Cord do it.
All right. Then, Kaz, go ahead and give me, who do you want Fuzz to attack, and give me his attack.
He's gonna attack the ant.
All right.
So a D20.
Yep, D20, and then he has an attack of 1, so it'll be a D20 plus 1.
Okay.
Yep, that'll hit it. And the ant only has 1 heart, so that's enough to knock it out. You are not able to catch a second ant, so I guess Emo hasn't done an action this turn. Do you want a chance to catch the ant?
I suppose there are a few things you can do with an ant. I'll give it a go.
Uh, it go ahead and choose whatever stat you would like. It doesn't matter what it opposes with because hey, look, it failed. It didn't roll into natural one. You just need to succeed or do better than it. Well,
Bloody
okay. Hold on a second. I remember there was an order of operations to this that was different than what we expected last
It's
time.
it's just really complex.
It is. I'm sure like I'll remember it
I believe the
eventually,
first
but
tiebreaker is if either of them has an edge,
yeah, which neither of them does.
and then I believe it's higher stat.
That sounds right.
And then I think following that, if they're somehow still tied, then it's higher roll. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's what it was that uh yeah, largest bonus, largest penalty, highest natural roll.
Oh, is it
Okay.
highest natural roll before highest
Y-
stat?
Yeah, so it's special success, contestant with an edge, contestant with the largest bonus,
Okay.
uh contestant with the then after that if someone has a penalty they lose, then it's the highest natural roll.
Yeah.
So it doesn't ever actually compare stat. I think that's what screwed you over last time was that it
I
looked at
think
the
so.
roll and
Yeah.
not
It
the
felt.
stat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you will succeed then,
Apparently.
because despite high roll meaning you failed the check worse, that's better in the case of the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So, as much as I am a little bit confused, congratulations, you are now the owner of an ant that I will transfer to your character sheet.
Yay!
And it'll automatically go to your storage, and then the next time that you are doing some downtime, you can try to or you can swap things around. All right. And then right now it looks like y'all are handling things. So Edgy is actually going to stay back with Mr. Glassblower, and just the ghost is the only one that's left now. So it's gonna go ahead and attack the shy guy that flailed at it.
No.
And that's gonna hit, and the ghost does 1. So the shy guy takes his 1 heart. And then I believe that for the sake of keeping things PG, I will say we commence the beatdown and not use other more colorful phrasing that I might otherwise consider.
Team
Uh,
attack.
so while everyone goes over there and just kicks on this ghost, Darian, go ahead and make your roll again to see if you can recruit the non-armor half of this knight.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, since I'm trying to separate these two in particular, would this maybe
Yeah.
fall under the category of sorting the good soil from the bad?
Oh, I like that. I'll give that to you. Absolutely.
Cool.
That's a clever application, and I live for that
I
shit.
also...
And it rolled 1 higher than you.
Did it really?
God
Oh, it rolled a
damn
17.
it!
God damn.
Okay, I have a question, DM, because I know Shadow asked that
Oh
earlier.
wait, no, wait. Because you had a bonus, you win because it checks
Okay.
for
Oh, yeah,
bonus
I had edge. Yeah.
before
Yes,
it checks
that's true.
natural
Yes.
roll. So never
Never
mind.
mind.
You do succeed.
I would like the question
Alright.
answered though that
Yes.
Shadow had. If we get a thing and people want to trade, can we still do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me. Where is the little guy? Here. Okay. So
Just don't mind me. The ghost gets shot.
all right. So it'll take damage. So this is what you extract. So this plus armor gives you a knight. It is known as an acorn soldier.
Cute.
So I will go ahead and add it to your party screen. And
Oh, I see. That's why I did 2 damage before. Okay. The reason I did an extra damage
that's
is I got
not your
above a 20.
monster. That's
why.
his monster. How dare you try and steal that from him?
Does
Epic,
anyone?
putting
Huh?
yourself in control of his soldier,
Do I?
and not
Do
me
I? Huh?
misclicking who to attribute that to.
Why you gotta pick on me specifically?
Because you're the name I accidentally clicked on.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay. Alright, so Merc does 1 damage to the ghost. It still has 1 heart. Can anyone else hit it?
The reason I did 2 hearts is because I rolled above a 20, or a 20 or above. That's why.
Yeah.
I did not know that. It's interesting.
I guess Fuzz can try to hit it. Or,
Alright. Yeah, do it. All we need is 1 hit.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's right. The difference. Oh god. Okay.
Well, okay.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so Kaz, do you want a ghost?
God dang.
Sure, I'll try to catch it, yeah.
Alright. What stat do you want to use?
I'll use
You.
might.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's gonna work with an 18 though. If it's going by this rules.
Probably not. Well, I mean, but here's the thing. Like, an 18 is a high natural roll, so
Oh.
if it fails, then he
True.
actually might get it. Okay, so if you're using might, then it will have to, it'll resist with grit. Oh, that's close, but that's not quite enough.
Okay.
So, because you have the higher natural roll, you succeed. So, I will transfer this to your character sheet, and you are now the owner of a ghost.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like those people play like, can you beat blah 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 Pokemon with only one guy?
Yeah, with only your starter. Yeah, I mean, so far that's kind of the route you're going with it.
I mean,
Alright.
I find with I think I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, but like with modables, you really only need the one anyways, because you can just keep upgrading them, right?
I mean, you can, yeah, but there are limits to how much you can do to each individual one, and like different ones will be compatible with different kinds of stuff. So, like for example, like Merc, you were able to give him that arm cannon, which the Reaver bot that Kaz has probably can't do. But
Because it doesn't have
like
an
it
arm.
being a quadrupedal thing that has a launcher built in for physical objects means that there's like different mobility stuff or like ranged weaponry options that he could put on it that you wouldn't at least as easily be able to do with Merc.
Yeah, I can.
So it kind of just depends on what sort of robot you want. That's why I tried to get a good
Just find me
variety
a
of
mortar, Kaz, and I can attach it to your guy.
them. You're not wrong, actually.
You're gonna have to upgrade your specs eventually.
But that will resolve the combat. Now, one thing that I don't remember is, do you heal hearts at the end of combat?
Yeah, they're a per combat resource.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I was not sure. So we'll go ahead and put everyone back to full. And then, yeah, Mr. Glassblower will thank you all for taking care of the Mons, and he will come over and check out this vein, and he'll come to the same conclusion as Gembly that there is some usable ore here, and there are also some crystals that seem to be growing here. That he will note that he doesn't remember there being this type of a crystal here, because it's like it's a very, like I said, it's a very pretty violet color, but it's not one that he recognizes.
Oh no, parasite crystals.
I mean, it looks nice. It seems to be like good quality pure crystals. Like you can probably sell them for a bit, but he's just not really sure what they are.
Are they easily removable? Like if I just kind of like grab it and try and like just tug on it slightly, do they come off, or are they stuck in the copper vein?
No, they are like growing alongside the copper veins. Like it's something where you'll be able to mine some amount of them out as you help him get copper out as well.
Well, we don't have a thing to transport all this stuff anyway, so we'll just have to come back for it. I think it's probably the smarter move.
Yeah, that makes sense. Find the cart first and
Are there
get it
any
in here.
other interesting materials around?
Not in here. You do see some like discarded tools, like there are actually a few old pickaxes and like a shovel here. And like an old lantern that, hasn't been used in quite a while. But otherwise, other than this vein, there doesn't seem to be that much in this room.
I forget. Do it's not really on the sheet. I think small creatures have. Do we have dark vision? If that's a thing, I don't remember.
Small creatures? Oh, you mean you two specifically?
Yes, us two specifically.
I don't remember.
Da,
No, I don't. The boy human.
Wait. So,
Right, classes before races.
can I do something very silly?
Maybe.
I want to utilize, because I am a partial goblin in the thing, so
yeah.
Can I utilize Gobbleworks to turn the scrapped tools around the area into a makeshift minecart? I need an aura check, but
Go ahead and give me a check. Sure.
So my aura is actually pretty low. Uh-oh.
Okay. Unfortunately,
No.
there is not enough stuff here to construct something that would actually that would stand up to transporting materials.
Darn.
That's a fun idea, though. And then, yeah, you can see in the dark. That is, you were correct, Evic. That is a thing.
What page is that on? I was looking for that and I can't find that.
99.
So I was looking at dark vision. Well, I'm not. I assume you're specifically looking at dwarf, right?
Oh no, sorry, I was looking at goblin.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even realize that I had a. I had a dark vision.
Where does it say that? Just so I can see if it has it also on.
It was under abilities.
The innate abilities. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, dwarves also have it. Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Although I would not. I have not been, nor do I intend to apply the snag while doing things in bright light.
Well, I don't have dark vision, so.
Okay, so you're not one of those?
I'm a chib.
Okay, then yes, you do
technically,
not.
in all technicality,
stat-wise, okay. Because I knew Duck used Goblin. I couldn't remember which one you used. I thought you had also used Goblin.
No.
Okay. No worries. But yeah. So if the idea is to find the minecart and then come back here later.
Yeah, go out and back into the room that was on the right. Then.
Let's go ahead and we'll get our party order.
Do you want to make rolls? Me to make rolls while you're doing that? Since I'm in the front again.
Yes, please.
What would you like?
Just make me your, in this case, just deafness and insight.
Oh boy, hold on. That's a failed deafness. Oh, and a fail insight. Excellent.
Alright. So you are not sneaky and you are not observant. However, They're not critters to worry about. So you are not penalized for failing at the rolls. However, there is a substantially larger blockage on this track than there was earlier. It is filling up most of the passageway, and there's enough space on the side here that you smaller folks could get by, but Darien, Glassblower, and Mamba would not be able to squeeze past until this track has been at least somewhat cleared up.
Mhm.
Just
Do
like,
I need to clear the path again?
if you could, and I'm just gonna walk around it and take a
Okay,
look
goes.
down
so
here.
when you
I'm
walk
going to
around it,
follow.
you do see that the minecart is at this end here.
Okay, yeah, I definitely need to move those things out of the way.
Um, and it'll probably require more than just Mamba this time because this is closer to like one of these walls sort of like caved in and a bit. So it's not just like a few large rocks that have fallen down and are blocking it. Like it's gonna take some time to actually move stuff off of the track. And it'll probably take, a decent amount of effort amongst the group.
Sure.
That being said, you can probably load, now that you know the minecart is here on the other side, like, you guys can probably load a lot of the material into the minecart to get some of it out of the way, and then come and dump it in, like, this room down here once the track is, usable.
Yeah.
But it will take a little while. I would like everyone to make me either a might or a grit check, your choice each, and let me know if you succeed or fail, and I will be doing
Before
one of
that, I
those
am
for...
looking down. I'm looking down. Obviously I see this. Is this completely collapsed, or is an actual passageway that goes further in?
This is a passageway here. Um, and it's a lot less uniform. So, like, not all of these rooms have been perfectly square, obviously, but they've been relatively close to it. Like, these were all like rooms and paths that had been relatively well used for a while. This looks a lot fresher, for lack of a better term. Like this, like there's no mine track that goes down it. The walls haven't been like squared up nicely, things like that. It's even possible that some of this digging over here is what loosened things up and caused this slide onto the track here.
I'm assuming it looks like.
And there is what seems to be a passage near the back to some other room, but it's a relatively lengthy one, and you
I'm
can't
assuming it doesn't
immediately
look
tell what's down
natural.
there.
I'm,
No, I mean this isn't like naturally occurring. It was dug either by someone or something.
okay.
Like you don't necessarily have the means or like the knowledge to determine whether that would be whether this was like dug out by people using tools or dug out by monsters or whatever else. But
Gemly would
it's
know
not
absolutely
naturally
nothing about the
occurring for
monsters here
sure.
anyways, so yeah, he probably wouldn't even like, well, it's not obviously made by the people who come down here, but I wouldn't know what else it would be otherwise.
But yeah, so everybody make me either a might or a grit check, and just
Grit.
let me know if you succeed.
Failed.
Okay.
Can I use my magic to make this whole thing easier? Well, quote unquote magic to make this somewhat easier.
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus for your magic.
Kaz, that's too many rolls, but also good thing your first one's a 1.
I mean,
Yeah, his first one was good.
That's unfortunate.
All right. Well, so the guy who got a really good success is, well, I guess it's just a success.
Or
It's not a good success.
don't I have to choose between might or grit? Well, I'll choose might anyway.
Yeah, but either way, a natural 1 means you succeed.
Okay.
So you are the only person who succeeds, other than well, let's see, and so does Mr. Glassblower. So basically, like the little guys are too little to move meaningful amounts of dirt. Unfortunately, it turns out, and Darian just he has many talents, and he's good at sifting soils, but that's mostly metaphorical soils, and this isn't really his cup of tea.
You know.
So it does take about 2 hours in total for you guys to get the track fully cleared and have the minecart be usable, and also have this way be passable.
How's the tracks
In
under it?
that time, you do like once you know it's more accessible, more able to move around, and what have you. Mr. Glassblower does actually find a another very promising mineral vein here. This one is pure stainless steel, mineable right out of the ground.
Wow.
So
Stainless
he's
stainless steel, huh?
yep. He's pretty excited about that. That's a relatively rare drop for this zone, and he's real happy about that. So he basically will say that if you guys want to explore a little bit or anything else, you can. If you want to help him mine this and the other vein, you can. But this was like this was the sort of thing that he was looking for. So he is actually gonna, after taking a little bit of a break, he is going to mine this out and start to load up the cart.
Uh, was there another way we could have went further back, or was this all? I can't remember
There
because it
were
was.
there were two branches out of the main room, and then there were two branches from there. And you guys have gone down both left side branches, but there were you know, not that these big gray boxes on the right hand side of the screen might
Huh?
indicate
What? What are
anything,
you talking
but
about?
there were other paths that you could go down.
Well, do we want to go back?
And he says, and he basically says like he take your time, like I said, explore a little bit if you want to. He'll get this dug out, and then if you guys are still doing other stuff, then he'll go over here and he'll get the copper and some of the gems out. And he doesn't need the gems, so he'll whatever is like usable out of those, he'll give to you guys.
All right.
Or I guess I should say crystal. Crystal is more accurate than gem.
Yeah.
Gems are a subset of crystals, but not the other way around. Anyway,
Well,
yeah.
fearless leader Darian. Yes, that's making you that. Where do you want to head down? We can either go down the path that's down here. We can go back to the other cross off that was
Oh,
further back. Yes.
sorry. One other thing that I should mention is, and it may have been implicit by him saying, like, hey, I haven't been here for a few years, and me saying this is relatively new, but he didn't like he was unaware of this other like extra little branch that's been dug out here. So like the last time he had been here, this room hadn't been dug this deep yet. It was back like where I've got the minecart at essentially. So he's not really sure what's there, but he's happy with this vein for the moment. So
Do you guys want to go back, or do you want to see what this new thing is? This new tunnel?
Well, if we clear the other areas, then he can go. If we find other mine things in there, he can go back there while we're exploring this place where it doesn't have a mine track.
Yeah. I think we go deeper. I mean, better stuff's probably where people haven't been mining already.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
all right, is that the consensus? We're going deeper in.
Yeah.
All right, so let me gather everyone up then. Oh. Copy. And I believe that that I have everything on the correct layers here. Let me just make sure. Okay, yep, I think everything is on the right layers. It should be good. So, you go down this more narrow passage, and we'll have our scout make his rolls. So go ahead and give me your deafness and your insight there.
Oh my god, that's deafness.
Oh no.
You
Use
are
these
the world's
rolls.
clumsiest Moogle tonight.
So the
Jesus,
one
man.
time I don't want to roll high, I always roll high, huh?
Yeah, kind of what it seems like. Okay, so this is a very roughly hewn, we'll say, passage. It has not been well traveled. It's someone probably like dug this out and went down it a couple of times, and that's it. So not it's not an easy or comfortable trip down. Like you are stumbling quite a bit. Mamba, his armor is getting just covered in dirt as he is physically scraping the walls. Um, you're not really able to be terribly stealthy as you're going through or anything. And you can't really hear much from up ahead other than what sounds like water flowing. And that's about it. And then it opens into a relatively large chamber. It's got I'm gonna call it a pool, pretty large one, but essentially a pool here in the middle of the room, with like a couple of land masses, like a little, kind of a little island there, and a little like peninsula bit there, and a little bit of shore on the other side. And let's go ahead and now have everybody roll insight.
Is the water flowing by chance?
Oh my god.
Also,
It
no.
seems to be. The water does seem to be flowing relatively gently, but there is, a source of fresh water somewhere. This isn't just a still pond. All right, Kaz, can you bail everyone out?
Oh my
You
god.
can.
No.
Okay, so so uh Mamba, geez, I couldn't think of his name. As you all are sort of coming in here and stretching a little bit and looking around, Mamba walks up toward the edge of the pond, the edge of the pool, and he notices that there are quite a lot of I guess not a lot, but there seem to be a decent number of what he's gonna at first call dead fish in the water, until he realizes that, wait, they're actually swimming around,
God
and
damn it, I
they
knew
they
it.
look like that. So I'm just gonna spread some fish around here. So thankfully, you are aware that there are fish in the water.
How in the...
But with only one person having a successful perception, that is all that I am able to give you guys.
Ish.
Are those bony cheeps from Mars? So what?
Can we see all the way to the other side
They
over
are
there?
fish bones from Mario.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I think they
Marty's
have their
right.
own name. They are not cheap cheeps.
They're not cheeps.
Can we see the other side over there?
Uh, yes, you can. Like I said before, you guys have. I'm essentially gonna say that you functionally you have enough light to fill the room that you're in. And somehow there seems to be some small amount of natural light filtering in from somewhere above, because this mine isn't terribly deep underground. Um, so what you think that wherever the water is coming in, maybe there's also like it might be coming from the surface, and there's some amount of light coming in through there as well.
I'm like thinking, how are we gonna get? At first, I was like, how are we gonna get across with Mamba and Darien wearing all their armor and stuff? Next question is, how do we get across without getting attacked by all these fish?
Yeah, I was about to say we got other concerns.
And the pool is it's roughly like it seems to be probably 20-ish foot deep here, like where you're able to see, out to about that far. It looks like if you had to estimate, it's probably about 20-ish foot deep. It might be deeper or shallower in other portions.
Um, well,
What is around us on this side of like the cave, on the ground that we're on? Is there?
You mean like the darker like reddish brown,
I mean, like
or do you?
what is our surroundings like? Is there any like?
So basically, the reddish brown is essentially like the like stone walls of the cave. So those are consider those essentially just like solid impassable areas. The ground that you're on is relatively firm dirt and stone, much like it has been in the rest of this place. It's not like tamped down as much from, like from usage and travel and walking and what have you, but it's relatively solid underfoot. The water is fairly clear, but relatively dark. Just because there isn't a huge amount of light here, and like while you have enough to generally see, the overall like shape of the room and such, it doesn't penetrate that far into the water.
Are there any like objects
And
on this side with us, or like in the water itself?
sorry, what was that?
Are there any objects on this side with us, or like in the water?
Uh, Not here with you. Not on this area that you guys are at. Go ahead and roll me another insight for looking around to, like specifically to try and look for other stuff.
Ooh.
Okay. You do see over here, let me make that visible. Uh, you do see up against a basically like a small kind of like rocky outcropping kind of thing. What looks to be a left behind bag of some sort
Hmm.
that somebody like set down there and didn't bring with them when they left for whatever reason. Perhaps they got eaten by the fish, who knows. And you do have low light vision, right? Because you're a goblin.
Yes.
Okay. And then because you rolled well. At the very far north edge of the screen here, you're able to tell that for in a portion of the wall, there's something lacing through the stone that is somewhat different. It's hard to tell from this far away and with it being dark, but if you had to guess, it might be a similar kind of crystal to what was growing in that copper vein.
Okay.
has anyone got any rope or
I have rope.
do you have something to like
I have
pin it
30 foot
down?
rope.
That's definitely more than 30 feet. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Um,
It's close enough to 30 feet that I think we can make it work, though, with some other, like, I'm sure between you guys, there's a little bit of like other materials and stuff like that that we can work with.
Um, does anyone have anything heavy or able to spike in some rope? Because there's not any big rocks or anything on the side that we could tie rope to, is there?
No, not
Where are
really
we?
on this side. You do think that like I said, it's like a stalagmite. I should have just said a stalagmite.
Right.
That like the bag is next to over there would probably be big enough to tie off to on that end.
So I just gotta figure out something for this
Hey,
end.
what would the
Although,
check be to throw my cat?
I,
That would be a might check.
I
Hey,
also was
Mamba.
I was thinking if someone could probably throw one of the small people too. Just saying.
You guys, if you're looking for additional materials, you could also go explore the rest of the mine and see if you find anything usable there.
Question.
Yes.
As part of the siege, I've got a spell called Prestigitatonium. Could I make the rope snake across the wall?
Ooh, probably. Let me read the thing and how it's described.
It's a little bit ambiguous because it says that it makes an object do what it is designed to do. In this case, we want to climb across the wall on the
Spring
rope.
to life and perform the function it was originally designed for. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Begins to move. A doorknob will rotate and the door clicks open. A toy soldier will march. A physician's kit will perform surgery. Yeah, I think if a kit can do surgery, you can make a rope tie itself. I think that's fair. Yeah, so if you get a long enough rope so basically you would need about double the length of rope that you currently have. But yeah, you could essentially use your spell to have it fly over and tie itself off.
All right.
Well.
And that would make you comparably powerful to the main characters of Golden Sun, which is still something that I will relentlessly mock that game for. Is that you get an entire special psychic power specifically for when you need to tie a rope to a peg that's a little bit further away than you can reach. That's its own unique spell in the game
That
for
it is.
traversing the overworld.
Yeah.
And when my roommate who loves Golden Sun was like playing through it, I gave him a lot of shit for that, and he and I laughed a lot. It's like, okay, we're playing D&D 3.5. It's time to use rope. Like, roll your skill check. Oh no, I got a spell for it. Ooh, fancy. But yes, so you are now a Golden Sun protagonist. So if you get a longer rope, you can magically make it tie itself off.
Well,
I just get a few of those little creatures. I'll be able to summon judgment. God damn.
should we go back and see if we can find any more rope in the other rooms then?
I guess so.
Like that, or like if you guys have other stuff that you think that your characters would have that you're willing to like sacrifice or tie off or what have you,
I
or if you
don't.
want to throw someone.
Well, if we throw someone, we don't have the way to get back. Is the
They could
problem?
stand around this at the section.
Correct. And I thought about that a long time ago, but wanted to let you guys think of it yourself. Because if you did choose to throw someone without a clear way to get them back, I was just gonna let it happen.
Well, let's do the safe thing. Go back and check the rooms we haven't done first, and then we'll come back to this. Hell, we might find a freaking giant ass ladder. Who knows?
It's very possible. Alright. So then let's go back here.
We're going to find the ladder man from Dark Souls 2, and he's going to sell the ladder to us.
So it probably, between squeezing your way down the hallway, looking around, and squeezing your way back, it probably took about half an hour-ish. So he's he's had a long enough to take a break now, given that he and Mamba were doing most of the digging before, and he's just about to get started on digging this out. And he's like, "Oh, you guys are back already. Anything interesting back there?"
Water.
Oh,
Bony fish.
huh. Oh,
Yeah, you don't happen to
weird.
be packing
Fish
a boat, do you?
underground. I would have thought they'd have a hard time surviving.
Well, they're dead, so
Yeah, bony fish.
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah. Yep, standard undead mobs. You get the idea.
Yeah.
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 I wonder if they were ever alive or if they were programmed. Anyway.
The good old existential questions. All right. Well, so then, are you guys done, or?
You don't happen to have any rope on you, do you?
I don't know. I did not bring any with me. I mostly just brought some mining tools and like a repair kit. I didn't really
see.
think that I would need some rope. I mean, there might be some like down one of the other passageways, or potentially up near the surface. Like there's some toolkits and stuff that might have some spare rope in one of those.
Mm-hmm. What's the ceiling height in that other room, by the way?
In the big water room that you were just in.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 40 foot above ground, like the ground that you were standing on at its highest point.
Jesus Christ.
And it kind of it domes a decent amount.
Sure, at
So
its
like
highest
it
point.
was
How about like directly above us when we were in there?
directly above you guys. It was probably closer to like 20-ish.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all want to try to Tarzan across?
Would we have to do that one by one?
You would
We
need
would,
a
but I
pretty-
mean, since our mage is able to tie it telekinetically, it should be fine to retie it
Well,
a couple
so
times.
like just the water portion of the room is 3 times longer than it is tall. So like Tarzaning it doesn't really work.
Doesn't it? I mean, it's not like we're crossing it laterally.
I mean, I guess if you like swung
minute.
here and then swung
We're not on
here,
that
it
map
would
right now,
work.
buddy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Wait, I
Okay.
might have the solution. 1 second.
Okay, so I
It's like,
guess
yeah, swinging
yeah,
from like
'cause
here to here.
yeah, because I was thinking like a cross wouldn't work.
No,
But
not
yeah,
the full distance.
yeah, you could potentially make that work. The issue is going to be I don't think his spell can really secure a rope in the ceiling, so you would need another method of doing
I mean,
that.
I
And
was hoping there
you
were
know,
stalagmites or something good up there. But yeah, that's
I have
fine.
a question.
Mhm.
How much does a 30-foot of rope cost?
Not much, actually.
not-
Let me check though.
yeah, not very much. Like probably like 10 stones, I think is the metric.
Oh, would you look at that?
Like,
I had one
something
of
like
rope.
that, probably.
I'm just gonna pull like 30-foot of rope out of my sleeve.
I don't even think it's that expensive if I'm honest. But yeah. Common rural goods.
8
Yep, 30 feet of hemp
stones.
rope is 8 stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna pull 30-foot of rope out of my sleeve.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
okay.
look at that.
Oops, I accidentally had this. Wow.
You couldn't have mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, sorry guys. I
No
just
feelings.
He forgot.
I forgot I had it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Another
then,
question becomes: even if we do secure this here, are we expecting to tightrope across, or?
I mean, your little guys could probably do that at least. Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not really sure how one rope gets Darian and Mamba across, but
I was
Darian,
thinking
not undeft, but yeah.
I was thinking as well that we could also like put it across the wall here, and then we'd also have the wall to help across.
Yeah, climb laterally maybe, like a
shimmy.
rock climbing wall.
Yeah.
You
Fair.
still have to have something to pin it to the wall.
Do we not have any titans? God dang. Okay.
And unfortunately, I do not have the ability to suddenly have another bunch of opinions.
Dang, that might have been a better
kind of
pull
failed.
since it's about 30 feet here. Rip. I mean, my vote's still Tarzaning then.
We've got an extra 30 foot of rope now.
How deep is the water? Did you say?
It seems that's about as far out as you can see here. It's around 20 foot.
Do we want to kill some fish and
Okay.
just try to swim across?
But 20 foot
Yeah,
depth.
like I could just kill the fish and walk across the bottom.
I think your confidence in your ability to kill the fish that are obviously a hazard is impressive, but still, they might be a problem. At the very least, they have the numbers advantage.
And we can't really fight them ourselves.
Well, do
Well,
they have an
if they
advantage
attack you,
against
you
people?
can.
Okay.
So remember the way this works. If they attack you, you can fight back, and if they don't attack you, then what threat are the fish?
Yeah, I'm a little curious actually how aggressive they are. I'm just gonna like pull out my sword and like dunk it in the water, see if they start aggroing.
Let me see. Yeah, you just stick your sword in the water, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sticking my person in.
Okay. This one that's here kind of like sees you doing that and swims by and checks it out, but it doesn't like attack the sword or anything.
Does it look like it could attack something if it were like if it like twigged on that it was food?
If that something looked edible, then it might. Swords don't
I'm just
seem
gonna
to be
dunk my
very
hand in
edible.
for a split second.
Well, they're doing all this crazy stuff. I'm gonna go up, back. How long would it take me to go back up top?
It would not terribly long. It'd probably take you like 15 to 20 minutes to go all the way back outside, and then, yeah, probably like 15-ish minutes to get from this room to the outside if you're just walking.
Uh, I'll let them do their crazy scheme, and me and Merc are gonna go back up top to see if we can find something to pin the ropes down with.
All right. Then I'm gonna move
Honestly, you could probably just walk out of this room and steal some of the nails holding the railing in the ground.
That's a fair point.
All right. So go ahead then when you stick your hand in and make me a deftness check.
Yeah. Okay.
As the fish is gonna try and bite you.
Successful.
Okay. The fish does swim over and tries to take potentially a finger off, but it does not manage it as you get your hand out of the way in time.
Darren's like, all right, just had to confirm these were aggressive. I mean, I guess we'll wait for Mr. Man to get back with the. What do you actually pin
A python?
rails in with? Are they nails? Are they stakes? I think they're big iron stakes.
Railroad stakes. They're basically just big fucking nails, essentially.
Yeah. Hey, Mamba, you might need to help get those freaking stakes out.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's do this proper then. So let's say if you guys come back here, and we'll just go ahead and say you guys. Okay. So where are you gonna go? Like, do you want to go outside, or do you want to just like grab some stakes? If so, I would recommend not ones that are directly in the path of the cart. See, that's kind of the issue with pulling up stakes is you then make the track a lot less usable.
I mean, this is the end of the track. If we move the track 30 feet this way, there should be enough stakes in between here and there. That's fine.
We could go up one of the lesser
Fair
like.
point.
We could also go up one of the not exactly very used rooms, like the very narrow one we went over there.
There are a
We're not really
lot
gonna
of
bring
branches.
the-
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Like we're not going to move the minecart into one of those, so.
Okay.
I'm still going up
then
top,
let's
by the
say,
way.
Okay, you are going up top. Okay, so then we'll do that.
I might find something else that'd be useful, like we could use.
Okay, so did Mamba go with him then? Is my question for you, Kaz.
I'll help pull out the stakes, or did we say
it seems like
decide
Gimli
we're
just
not
wanted
doing
to-
that?
Gimli is not intent on doing that. Darian still suggests it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
leaving this up to Gembly right now, and you technically. Like, you could just go decide to pull stakes while he does whatever else. Like, that's your call.
Uh,
You're the
well, yeah,
strongest out of all of them. If they're gonna do this, you help them out.
you said, but do we still need the cart to move?
Yes.
We need the cart to move. We don't need it to move everywhere there are tracks. We'd just be taking stakes from somewhere the tracks aren't useful.
Yeah,
Okay.
over here would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I'll move over there to where the tracks aren't used and pull those ones out.
So we'll go to here, and we'll say that Gembly and Merc came over there, and then Mamba and Fuzz will go up there.
Yeah.
Alright. So then Mamba's gonna pull out some stakes down that path. What is Gembly doing?
Uh, probably just looking for a couple things. Like if I can find some pythons, or even maybe since they probably keep mining this place out anyways, it might be some just loose stakes anyways somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
so if you do go up closer to the surface, you'll find there's like a small room that's been kind of dug out that has not a ton, but it does have some loose supplies that can be used. So there's like some pickaxes, like there's like a couple pickaxes, a couple shovels. There are some rails for, if somebody were to put down new rails. There's not a lot, but there's a few. There are some stakes there with them. And there is, it's not a rope, but it's actually a big leather strap that can be attached to the minecart and used to pull it, essentially, more easily. But you think that you could potentially use it for other purposes as well.
yeah, I'll take that. I'll put it in my pack, and then I'll have both myself and Merc at least pick up one of the stakes because I assume they're pretty heavy, right?
No, I mean a railroad stake is only a couple pounds.
Well, we'll both just each take one, and then we'll head back.
All right, and then so we'll say that Merc and or Mamba and Gembly meet up again in here, each with a few stakes. And then we'll just go ahead and bring you guys back here, and we'll say, yeah, you've got we'll say like 6-ish stakes in total.
How long is the thing for the cart, by the way?
Stakes and weights.
The thing for the cart. What do you mean, the thing?
The to pull it that you said, the leather strap
Oh,
or
the
whatever.
the strap.
Yes.
The strap itself is about 10 foot long, and it's got basically like some clasps are on either side that can be used to hook onto the cart. You could potentially like thread something else through or like attach
Yeah.
onto those.
Okay.
All right.
So
Well,
then,
can I make a recommendation instead of us immediately just going over this way to here? We should go put one to this island over here and then over to here.
yeah, I thought that was the plan. Or wait, which island are you pointing at? I didn't see any ping.
I didn't see
Oh,
any like
it's because I don't have it on broadcast. This one to this one, and then across to there.
I was thinking we put the stake high in the wall here and then just kind of sidewalk across it with the rope held. That way we're not swinging.
Okay.
I.e., having the rope against the wall and bracing against the wall to effectively walk across.
That's what I was thinking as well. Is there anything on this island here?
Not that we can
Not
see.
currently, no.
Okay.
Currently, he says.
Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, your mage hand has
You were
like
just
these
talking
little...
about going to it. At that point, you would be on it. Like,
Uh-huh, sure.
Yeah, true. Fair.
All right, anyway.
like if I say you guys aren't currently in any other room in the mines, like that doesn't mean they're gonna magically be in another room.
Yeah, but if we said, "Is there anything in there?" and you said, "Not yet," I'd be suspicious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I try
uh,
to state things as accurately as I can.
anyways, there's yeah, your mage hand has or your mage what is it? Wand? What is it?
Prestidigitorium.
Yeah,
Prestidigitonium.
it
He
has
has a
equal might to
staff,
your
but yeah, the
insight, right?
spell
So that
it's a
should
spell that he
probably
uses.
be able to get those in. Can we borrow a hammer from Gimli? I imagine since he's a smith, he probably has
And
one.
probably.
I mean, I would assume you do as part of your work kit.
Yeah.
That's up to you, my dude.
It would make sense. To make the most sense. But it is like small sized because I have to actually hold on to it.
Of course.
Sure.
So for you other people who aren't small size, it would be tiny in your hand.
I mean, we're not using it. The freaking mage hand is.
Well, I suppose.
You could potentially like I mean, like I said, there were other tools and stuff. Like I'm willing to say that he brought a slightly bigger hammer with him. Like I think that's perfectly. Or you can go back down the hallway and borrow one from the smith. Like
Hmm.
we don't have to say it's a tiny hammer. I'm okay with that.
Sure.
I'm just thinking with the Prestidigitonium, I'm snaking it across the wall and then assumedly like tying it to something so that it stays in place. Then I would have to do a separate check for the hammer.
Okay, so someone has to
Yeah,
get
so
to the other
I'm
side regardless, then, from what I'm understanding, than to put a stake into the ground or into the
No.
wall.
No. No, he's saying
I mean
he wanted to leave the
that
rope somewhere.
depends on how you guys are trying to do this because I'm still not like 100% sure on that.
I'm just saying I'd have to
Um,
use Prestidigitonium twice. One for the hammer, one for the rope.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably because like
yeah,
you can do one to like to get the rope tied to the stalagmite,
Mhm.
and then like that would be one usage of it. And then yeah, to do stuff using like the hammer would be a different one, and I would need a better explanation of what you were doing at
Oh,
that point.
I have an idea. Can we do like a makeshift, like a zip line, basically, if you can reach it to the other side? Put it to like close to the base of the stalagmite, and then put it as high up on the wall as we can.
That would probably work to get the small ones among you across. I don't know that Mamba or Darien would be
But
able
then one of
to.
us could actually tie it, put it into the wall. Then in that case, then
Sure, okay.
because the
Yeah,
way that I'm
if you
understanding
wanna
how his
try
thing
and
works is he can't focus in on two things at the same time. So we can't hold the rope where it needs to go to put the stake in, right?
yeah, essentially. Okay, yeah. So if you guys want to do that, like you tie it off kind of high on the wall here, and then have it tie itself there, and like Mamba lifts you up so you can slide down like a zip line. I'd allow that. I don't think you. I think that's simple enough for both ends of the rope that you don't need to make a check with the spell.
Okay.
Because it says that. Oh no, I guess it does say that you have to.
You have to
You do
succeed
have to
insight
make an
checks in
insight
order
check
to.
regardless. Okay, I thought it's there's a different thing where if the object then needs to make a check, it uses your stats, but you still have to do the check first. Okay, so then do the first insight check for. This will just be getting it over there and tying off to the stalagmite.
Yikes.
The it gets about halfway out across the water, and then your concentration on the spell breaks, and the rope falls into the water. Um, you like it's only half in the water, so you can pull it back out. It's soggy now, but not worse for wear. It was not attacked by the fishbone.
I guess I'll try again.
Uh,
Oh, that's much better.
let's see. Successful or not? So you can't use the spell on the same object twice within 24 hours, it says.
Unless the object is used again, which is a little vague for a rope.
Although it takes 24 hours for this
Oh,
required mod.
although. I see. It's both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yikes.
Yeah. So it's basically you have to wait another 24 hours to do specifically the rope.
There is 2 ropes.
You use the other. You know what? Because it was established that it was 2 ropes tied together, I will give you that technicality. You can use it on the other end of the rope. Yeah,
Yep,
that works. That's funny enough. I'm good with it. All right. Okay, so then if that 3 is for a second attempt, then that would work to secure it to the stalagmite. So the rope has snaked its way over and tied itself off to the stalagmite. Alright, and then what are we doing with the other end of it here? Are we
Mamba's the
tying
tallest,
it off somewhere? Is Mamba just holding it and you guys are climbing up him or something?
Yeah, I'll climb up him and just stake it into the wall.
Okay. I mean, and then you guys are still gonna have to climb on him to reach the rope anyway if you're staking it up that high.
Well, it needs to be up that high anyway, so that he can climb across that that far over anyways.
Okay, so then are both of you going to cross it, or just one of you for now?
I would prefer MLB on this side in case something happens.
Yeah, it's probably safer like that.
Okay.
I will have Merc say if I happen to fall in the water, you know, shoot at and protect me, basically.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then I basically just take my gun in both hands and just use it as a thing to propel me downwards.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a deftness check.
Okay.
Oh,
there we go. I'm rolling good now.
I was gonna say with a bonus, but you don't need to worry about it. So yeah, you slide to the other end and drop down right next to the stalagmite, relatively nice and easy.
Okay. So you said there was a bag here. How big is it? Because I might need it to stand on top. Might need it so I can stand on top of it.
It's around the other side of the Emil saw it sort of like sticking out around the side of that back side of the stalagmite.
Because I have to keep the rope taut so it doesn't fall in the water, and then move over it so that it's against the wall instead. Right? That's what we're wanting to do. Other people.
I'm still not entirely sure how you guys are gonna get Mamba over there with one rope. Everyone else I can buy, but Mamba, being as big as he is, with as big of a weapon and as much armor as he has, he's still the question mark in my mind.
I mean, we can just
without going into the water to some extent.
I mean, we can just kill the fish.
I mean, he also doesn't necessarily need to go across. Like, that can also be part of it. Like, not everyone is able to get everywhere, and that's fine. I just want to make it clear, I don't think a guy as big as him with as much equipment as him can traverse across 2 ropes that are tied together.
Well, first I will go around and see what's in this bag that's here first, then, before we decide to do anything.
Alright, so, the bag around the other side has in it some, at this point, not just spoiled, but like almost like mummified like fruits. Like they've gone old so long ago that they're just, like dried out husks. They're not even like rotten or anything.
Got it.
Um,
So that means this
like
backpack isn't
raisined up
really in a great.
essentially.
This bag's probably not in great
Uh,
shape either, is it?
the bag itself seems to be in relatively decent shape because it's like a pretty
Interesting.
sturdy canvas. It just seems to have been here for quite a while because the fruits are all like raisined up. There are some of the like violet colored crystals in there. Uh, excuse me. Not like particularly big ones. It looks like more like fragments or smaller pieces of them. Some scraps of like what used to be paper. But at this point, it's been down here too long that it's not usable whatsoever. And then like underneath the bag, is the top half of a skeleton. So
Just the
basically,
top,
just
just
like
the top half.
spine and up, yeah.
Uh,
Sort of like stretching in a like with the head up against like closer to the stalagmite, and like the feet would have been in that direction of the pond, and yeah, basically like legs down doesn't seem to be there.
uh, just looking at like where the skeleton, because like its feet are nowhere, right? Like it's only the top half and that's it.
Yep.
Uh, can I see if like the bottom half was like forced with lip, like so? Is like his spine like completely broken off, or is it just like
Oh, hmm.
basically I want to know is
Yeah,
if this
it
thing is
looks to have been
buried in it.
probably like yeah, probably severed in some way, if I had
Okay,
to guess. Yeah.
so it's not he's not buried in the ground for whatever reason.
No.
Okay, well just like look at that, it's like well that's disturbing. I guess what I'll do is I'll take the fragments of those crystals and put them into my bag, and then just shake out what's in this bag, and I'll take the other bag with me. Might be useful for something.
I
How
do
bad
need
is
to
the
check.
bag smell, though?
Not as bad as you would have expected, honestly.
Okay.
It's probably
Um.
it seems that it has been here long enough to not be a big for like the like smell and such to have faded.
Uh. This is just a random
And
thought, but can I tell
so
what kind of skeletal structure this thing, like what kind of race this was? That
nondescript humanoid,
okay.
medium-sized humanoid. Um, and because don't mind me really does only apply in a fight, and you haven't done anything over here really yet. But now that you're actually like digging through the pack, taking some stuff out of it, picking it up, uh, the rest of you go ahead and roll me an insight check.
My rules are giving up on me today, I guess.
Core, save me, please.
I'll give it a shot. Don't count on it though. Oh,
Hey, all right. So Gemply has been hearing the flowing water noise for the whole time, but it sounds like it's flowing more like the flow rate has increased. Like it, went from like burbling to like actually like some sort of like splashing or almost frothing noises actually that's weird as you look up and turn around and you can see on like the backside here the water is kind of beginning to bubble and froth a bit, which Darian is the only one among your party members who actually notices that, and then taking everyone by surprise because it succeeded a stealth check when you guys first came in this room and no one has beaten it since then. uh A large creature bursts out of the water, still half submerged, and sort of like flops its front half onto this island and lets out a horrifying screech and will be attacking you guys directly, which means that you will be participating fully in this fight along with your Mons. And
Next
that is
time
what we
on-
will start with next time.
All right.
Yeah, next time on Dragon Ball.
Gimli looks to the monster, looks to the guy with the broken toes. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Darian's like, huh.
Also,
Okay.
notably, this is substantially larger than Mamba is.
Okay, so Mamba's
Yeah, the question is, how do you get over there?
Mamba windmills his sword around beside him. He's eager to start the fight.
All right. Well, next time on Death Battle in a couple weeks, that is what you guys will be fighting.